Hello mga ka-learners! Kamusta kayo? Today, we will identify what a community survey is. Has a person or a government agency ever asked you about any existing community conditions? If you haven't experienced answering surveys, or if you weren't interviewed about your community problems yet, don't worry. This lesson will help you understand what a community survey is. You will also learn the procedures in conducting this survey. Most importantly, it will also teach you how you can identify the problems or needs in your community. After this lesson, you should be able to explain the meaning of the term community survey, describe the purpose of a community survey, and enumerate the steps in conducting a community survey. A community survey is a formal or official study conducted in a community. Its immediate purpose is to get feedback or opinion from the residents in the community about a problem or an issue. It is one way to properly identify problems and needs of a community through the information provided by the residents themselves. Listen to this story. Mr. Carlos Rivera is the barangay captain of Barangay Mapayapa. He wanted to conduct a community survey because he observed and heard complaints about the problems in his barangay, like poor garbage disposal systems, poor street lighting, and the bad conditions of the park. He told his secretary, Mr. Celso Garcia, about what he heard so he could conduct a meeting with his councilors. Carlos: Hello, Celso. Is it possible to organize a meeting with the councilors on Saturday? Celso: Why, Carlos? Carlos: I would like to talk to them about conducting a community survey. Celso: Oh, I've heard about that survey on television. It seems like a good way to identify the concerns and problems in our community. Carlos: That's right. I've heard several complaints about certain concerns. I've observed those problems myself. Celso: I agree with you, Carlos. Our parks have been neglected and we only have a few streetlights. Even garbage disposal is a problem. Carlos: Exactly. I also think that there are other concerns that need to be addressed. We need our residents to help us identify them. Celso: I do believe that our councilors will be very willing to talk about that community survey. I'll call them up right now. Now, try answering these questions and discuss them with your instructional manager. 1. Why did Mr. Rivera want to conduct a community survey? 2. Why do you think his secretary, Mr. Garcia, considered it a good idea to conduct a community survey? Do you agree with Mr. Rivera? 3. Can Mr. Rivera and his staff conduct the community survey successfully? Why or why not? 4. Do you think a community survey should be conducted in your community? Why? Here is a sample community survey adapted from the Utah Community Progress Sample Community Survey. A community survey is conducted through an interview. An interview is part of a research method in which a person is asked questions about a certain topic. Those who are conducting the survey visit each household and ask the respondents to answer a survey. Respondents are people who will answer the survey. Others who conduct the survey leave the survey form with the head of the household and collect the completed form on an agreed date. There are large communities that conduct a survey by mailing or delivering the survey forms to the respondents. However, it is best to conduct the survey personally in order to have all the questions answered by the respondent. Anyone can conduct a community survey as long as he, she, or the group or organization knows the process of conducting a survey. In most communities, the community survey is an activity of the barangay officials. It is used to determine the needs of the community so that they can plan and create programs and projects that will address these needs. These may be infrastructure, health or livelihood programs or projects. It is important to notify the barangay officials because they can help or assist the individual, group or organization that will conduct the community survey. They can also use as reference the previous results of a community survey conducted by the barangay. Here are the procedures in conducting a community survey. Study them well. Visit your barangay chairman or leader of the community. Discuss with him how you will conduct the community survey. Also, discuss with him the purpose or objective of the activity. It is important to get the support of your barangay officials because their participation is needed in the success of the community survey. If there is an existing community organization, you or your group can meet with the officers. Inform them about the activity. You may discuss with them what a community survey is and its purpose. You may also encourage them to do research on a barangay project. Get the organization's approval and participation in the survey. You may also explain the issue or problem that the organization may want to address. Show the sample community survey I flashed earlier. You may suggest to the barangay captain to ask city or town officials for copies of a survey form that is appropriate for your community. You may still make use of the sample survey in this module and add, remove, or change items to make the survey applicable to your community. After making or selecting a community survey that is appropriate for your community, request a general meeting with the residents. This will help you explain the nature and purpose of a community survey. This will also help you or your group set a schedule for conducting the survey. When a schedule has already been set for the community survey, you and the barangay officials may start interviewing the residents in your community. Now you know how to conduct a community survey. It is very important to know that you can influence your community leaders to conduct a community survey, especially when you see a need for it. Think about the steps in conducting a community survey again. Do you remember all of them? If you can't remember all of them, you should go over the steps again to understand them more clearly. Let's remember! A community survey is a formal or official study conducted in a community. It aims to identify the problems or needs in the community. An interview is a means through which a community survey may be conducted. Anyone in the community can conduct a community survey as long as the person has the cooperation of the barangay leaders and the residents. The following are the steps in conducting a community survey. Visit your barangay chairman or the leader of the community and discuss with him or her the importance of a community survey. If there is an existing community organization, you or your group could meet with the organization and inform them about the community survey. Decide on the survey form that is appropriate for your community. You may consult community survey specialists or government agencies. Hold a meeting with the members of the community to explain to them the nature and purpose of the survey. Lastly, set a date for conducting the survey. It is important that all the residents in the community participate in the survey. That's the end of our lesson on community survey. I hope that you'll use this knowledge to help your community towards progress. Kung gusto ninyong malinawan pa, huwag mag-atubiling mag-login sa inyong online account. Marami pang matututunan doon. See you on the next episode!